Good morning, guys. I'm not going to bother with the opening thing. I'm just going to go straight into the show. Before Martin hops into the back, I thought we'd talk a little bit because he went to see Top Gun Maverick this weekend. hmm And I thought I'd share my cup I'm drinking out of this morning. This is actually my wife's cup that I bought her for her birthday. And I'm getting to use it right now because it says, I'm a ray of fucking sunshine. That's my wife. Um, but it's delicious coffee. It's a double shot, a French vanilla. Oh my god! Wow, that's gonna wake me up, baby. So what a fucking weekend. Before we get into Top Gun Maverick, I uh, I wake up this morning, really not too long ago, and I get this crazy fucking thing spilling out into my private chat with Andre, Tom, Bomb Messiano, and Mikey Sutton, and Keith. Keith is there, and of course, at the time, I mean, this happened while I'm asleep. I remember waking up and muting my phone, the media sounds for whenever somebody tweets me or sends me a message, because I'm like, I don't want to. I want to fucking sleep. Little do I know, this shit's going down. And Keith, of course, was up because he works all night. So yesterday we left off with Zaslav is killing it, and then Mikey Sutton's like, he's got a gunman next door, and there's shooting, and Andre, of course, is telling take care of yourself, lay low, and Mikey begins to talk about how he heard loud gunshot and men yelling. Then there was silence for about 20 minutes, and now there's gunfire again, but it's further from me. Just heard come out with your hand. So just heard them yell, "Come out with your hands up, motherfucker." There's no sirens. I assume they don't want the tenants to go outside to get shot. Yeah, they come in silent with shit like this. I'm literally editing Geekosity in the middle of urban warfare. They haven't got him yet, though. And Andre, of course, adds, the show must go on. And then Keith pops in. Wow. I love the shit that Keith adds to the conversation. I'm teasing you, Keith. I think he's holding a hostage, Mikey says. There's a SWAT truck outside. I've got nowhere to go. Shots fired, rapid rounds. Another shot, single shot. This is an exciting night. Bomb Messiano, of course, close friends and business manager to Mikey Sutton, says, please be safe, man. Keith pipes in again, stay under a table or bed. Mikey says, guy just said, surrender or you will die. No loudspeaker, yelled it. I can't physically move like that post-stroke kind of handicap, which I don't want to talk about. That's nobody's business. Just say, lay low. Nothing else you can do, Andre says. He says, I'm far away from the windows, but I got to tell you, a lot of people who are shot in their homes from exterior gunfire are shot through walls. A lot of complexes don't really have the greatest walls. A killing happened here at 6:30, but they got the guy. This must be an accomplice. He must have a hostage or more than. Sounds like negotiations now. He's either dead or surrendered. SWAT team leaving. Mikey says, what the fuck did I just experience? Andre pipes in, either way, glad it's over and you're fine. Bomb jumps in, true, and Mikey's like, all done now. What a fucking night. I wake up to this shit. I told him, I'm going to be covering this in the morning. And I'm going to tell you, I went to Como, Channel 7, Ciano's preeminent ABC station. Nothing on this. Nothing. Go to Seattle Times. Go to nothing. Nobody's covering this story today in Seattle. This doesn't make national news. I wonder why. I wonder why. There has to be a twist to it that made the media not want to cover it. So crazy shit. That's Mikey Sutton, man. Never leaves a dull moment, I tell you. I love you, Mikey Sutton. I'm glad you're safe, buddy. So everybody is here. Let's see. Dust Wolfen is here. Good morning, Dust Wolfen. Good morning, D-Bub Martin. Let's see. Dr. Dragon is here. Good morning. Socks is here. Hello, sir. The lovely Sherry is here. Hello, sweetheart. How are you today? Peter Vinkman Fanside is here. Good morning. I can't get back to sleep now. Yeah, that's almost what happened when they started messaging that shit. If I'd actually stopped and read it, I'd have never gone back to sleep. Let's see. Let's get caught up. How many more messages are there? Wow. All that while I was talking? Jesus Christ. Let's see. And of course, Martin is being quiet here. Good morning. Good morning. Everybody say, Gap is here. Good morning, Gap. How you doing, buddy? Deleted Scenes is here. Good morning, Deleted. Scribe Light is here. Good morning, Scribe Light. The Dork Knight is here. I don't see his mother yet. She must not be up having her coffee. Parrot Head is here. Good morning. Kingsport Cal is here. Good morning. Street, no one called the cops. Is that, I would call that almost like desensitized to the violence. I lived in poor, very poor, like ghetto places myself. So, yeah, I've seen that. Yes. Now, I wanted to talk with Martin this morning because he went to see Top Gun Maverick this weekend. And he was a dick when I asked him, what'd you think? He goes, not very good. I didn't like it. And he saw the look on my face like, what the fuck? And then he laughed and he says, no. So far, best film of the year. Martin, are you here?
Yes, I have some sounds in the background, so I mute myself.
I know your wife's working. No worries. This is just a morning show where we drink delicious coffee and chat. So, yeah, because I described to you that when we got to that third act, I was terrifying my dog. She was trying to sleep when I was watching it. And I kept squeeing like a little child really loudly. Like every time no way. I was freaking out at some of the third act. And I still stand by my statement. For those of you who've seen the film, you know what I mean. That the third act is fucking Star Wars. It is fucking Star Wars. And I mean, it's obvious. And the director admitted to it. Yes. Total homage, totally stole it. What are they going to do? Sue us? Well, if you'd been too much like it, yeah, Lucasfilm would have been litigious with Disney.
Even the briefing, the target is 3 meters wide.
Yeah, it's exactly. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. The exact fucking line from Star Wars. Just working on some graphics while enjoying coffee and listening. Hey, all right, Dork Knight, that's cool. Hello, the Peter Vinkman fan site. Everybody say good morning to each other. I'm glad. It's a great day, despite being another fucking Monday. Again, I'm drinking PBR. Way better than coffee. No. Look, man, I've drank Path Blue Ribbon. No, it's piss water. I'm a Guinness man. I like my beer like I like my coffee and my women, bitter and dark. God, this is really good. I like it with just a hint of the vanilla. So,
Yeah, I use cinnamon.
yeah, you told me that, and I just don't fucking buy it. I haven't done it yet because I don't. Cinnamon's downstairs, and I don't feel like digging it out. Good
It
morning,
gives.
Kylock. How are you doing, my friend? Hope it's a good Monday for you. So, man, a lot of shit happened over the last few days. Um, I'll go ahead and share some funny stuff. I will say this, an interesting note. Let me see if I can find the email. Josh Becker has a new newsletter. So I'm going to show this to you guys. If you know who Josh is, he has been a guest on our show at least twice. And he's part of the Detroit Mafia with Bruce Campbell, Sam Raimi, and the gang. In fact, Bruce Campbell is his best friend. I'm like the third best friend. You know, it's like the three of us, where Bruce and I don't talk much anymore because he introduced me to Josh, but Bruce and I don't talk much more, but we're both best friends with Josh. And so Josh let me know over the weekend that he has a new website, and it's specifically for newsletters that he likes to put out, and he's wanting people to sub to it. So I've been posting it out there for people, and it's let me go ahead and I'm going to write it here and then highlight it on the screen. Once I do, it is copy, paste. There we go, and enter. This is the link to get there. It's joshbecker.substack.com. And you can get news stories from Josh. And I fucking love it. I fucking love it. And it's another way of him to, people get to read his writing. And here, I'm going to share my screen. Share screen. Share. There we go. Ask Crack of Dawn, Volume 4. These are the kinds of things that Josh just writes. And you can just go to his this website and read some of the shit that he just writes. And if you want to, you can also go to beckerfilms.com. And I will copy that for you. Copy and paste. And you can see the cool web design I did for him because I'm his webmaster. I do this because we're friends. And he shows off a lot of my artwork. And he comes on our show right there, live interview, Josh Becker. I'm going to keep trying to get Bruce Campbell, but man, I think it's a lost cause. But movie posters I've designed for Josh, either I painted them or I just designed them. A lot of the books, I did a lot of the book covers for him too. That's what happens when, your best friend is an artist. And your other best friend is a movie director, screenwriter, and really a very active member of his community. He has a fan base. And so if you go to Ask the Director on Josh Becker's website, you get to see this, where you can actually click here, send in a question, and he will respond to it, and it'll get posted on the website. I think this is one of my favorites right here. Dear Josh, do you plan on seeing Sam Raimi's Doctor Strange 2 in theaters? To which Josh says, Dear Jay, are you fucking kidding? Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, the Batman, and all the rest of those ridiculous, idiotic pieces of shit in colorful unitards should all die horrible deaths of comic book cancer. I wonder how he feels about comic book movies. Each new comic book movie is one more delay of evidence of society's descent into yet another anti-intelligence dark age. These things happen like clockwork every 1,000 years. I don't agree with him even slightly, but I love Josh, and he speaks his mind, man. I think he's completely full of shit on some of these things. but it's his opinion that he's going for. He's not trying to sway people. He's just giving his thoughts on what he thinks, and that's how he talks. By the way, I'll call him, "Hey Josh," he'll go, "Gary, how are you?" I love doing impressions of him. Everybody knows that I'm spot on with my impression of Josh Becker. Other people know him, Bruce, Film Threat Magazine. Josh used to work for them, and I did an impression of him too, the editor in chief, when he came on our show. And he goes, "Yeah, it's spot on. That's good, Josh." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." But I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing now. And I mean, screen. I'm still going to keep sharing. So the weekend has been fraught with so much shit happening, man. Unfucking believable stuff. This one, let me share my screen again. Share screen. This one blew me away because I am a huge fan of Ken Kelly, man. He was the other Frazetta. His work is just amazing. He was so much better than fucking Boris Vallejo. I never liked Boris Vallejo. And he would do these cool ass pieces, man. Just look at this artwork. Another Conan piece. And he could do with light. I love the way he used light.
Yes.
Just amazing. Now, when I first saw this, I thought it was Frazetta. And because the logo, the signature was so hard to read when I saw it in a magazine, and then I found out later it was Ken Kelly, and that's when it was this painting that made me a Ken Kelly fan. Very Frazetta-like. Once again, using the dynamic of off balance to show action. Boris characters are always posed, whereas his characters will have a leg disappear, showing they're off balance, meaning action, movement. Ken Kelly understood that from Frazetta. Frazetta was the guy who really started that shit. Mars, John Carter, nowhere near as good as Frazetta's, but this is still a pretty painting. But my gosh, the stuff he put together. And of course, this post is by my very good friend who's been on our show, David, aka Drew Frizzell, who is one of the few artists in the Springfield area that I could actually be friends with, because most of them were self-absorbed fucking narcissists. Art is this. It's like, fuck off. It's just art. All of us are one step away from coloring toilet paper embroidery. It's not fucking special what we do. It's beautiful, should be loved, but stop making it into something it's not. It's not fucking poetry. But it can be very beautiful. And most of us make our livings doing commercial work, which is why I really call bullshit on a lot of my artist friends that have that general attitude. But Ken Kelly, amazing artist. We lost him on June 3rd. And of course, we didn't find out until June 4th. So, man. And we've got other stuff that occurred over the weekend. Of course, today is historically an important day. As a military veteran, I always keep my attention on that. And that, of course, is that it's D-Day. D-Day, the 6th of June. This is the day that the Allied forces hit the beachhead in Normandy. Some of them went inland. And I've been very blessed to work on a film about that one called No Better Place to Die, based on the book of the same title, to be directed by, well, at least at this point, Dale Dye himself, my boss, and unbelievable story of the 82nd Airborne and their assault to take an inland bridge in the rural farming areas of France. But, here we go. I thought I would show one of my pieces. Here we go. This is one of my paintings for the film. And I got to enlarge it so you can see it. Share screen. And I'm very proud of this book. I mean, the movie work I did, the storyboarding and production art. It is the only project I've ever worked on where when I was doing the artwork, I would have to stop, get up, and walk away because I'd start getting emotional because I was doing artwork, drawing, and painting moments that actually took place, and I got caught up in it. I get caught up in some of the stuff I work with emotionally, and this is, one of the pieces I did for the DC-3 C-47s dropping the 101st Airborne, and I'm sorry, the 82nd Airborne Screaming Eagles down into German occupied France, and they were getting shot at the whole time. It was a daring mission. So let's get back to the chat. What do we got here? Who's here? I don't want to miss anybody. Kingsport Cal. Oh, there you go. Pijo is here. Penny, good morning. I had asked it when she was going to be here. Good morning, War Monkey, one of my two favorite monkeys. Let's see who else jumped in. There's my other favorite, Monkey Jeebus. There you go. It's War Monkey, Monkey Jeebus, two best monkeys that ever come to my show. Let's see. Oh, good morning, Tree Rock Creations. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. I don't even want to get into it. So often, because like Springfield has its art walk, and I got to meet some of the local artists, and I just found them so fucking full of themselves and pretentious and just annoying. I just wanted to talk about technique, and they're talking about expression and the feelings, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to participate in this. I'll drink your wine and eat your cheese, though, because that's the one thing I liked about Art Walk is you got a lot of free food, including wine and cheese. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. But, yeah, this movie, I pray that it gets made because Tom Hanks is an executive producer, as is Gerry Sinise. And it was moving forward, and then it stalled. But this happens so often in Hollywood with films. I'm telling you, I've heard stories about films that took 20 years to finally get to the screen. Never give up, never surrender, as Tim Allen would say. Let's see. Wolverine is here. What is up, Wolverine? Monkey Jeebus, I destroy most of my art. For years, I didn't give two shits about my stuff. I really didn't. But then as I started getting older, I started I would talk about something. I go, oh, I don't have that anymore. I would just give it away. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. I didn't have an emotional attachment to my artwork. But as I got older, I got a little more sentimental. So I keep some of my things. And that is the one thing I cried about with the fire last year, when some of my original artwork was destroyed in the fire. And it really hurt. I was like, holy crap. Not because of the statement that I was making that was so emotionally important to me. No, it's because that was something I created, and I should care about it. Like my children. I love my children. But so I would say after the fire, I technically destroyed most of my art too. But I do work digitally, and thankfully my hard drive survived the fire. And so I was able to recover all my still yet unpublished books that you guys haven't gotten to see yet, that I will release at the right time when I'm ready. But I'm going to take that off screen. So it is June 6th, D-Day. Not everything happened on the beach. There was a lot of combat going on in France on D-Day. So there you go. There's a new indie World War II flick on called Wolfhound. There's also one. Hold on a second. I'll go find it real quick. I heard it's a British produced film. Let me actually I'll just pop it in here. I'll go to the website. Yes, you can see me go to the website now. Here we go. share screen, share screen, share the screen. There it is. A website that I frequent called fmovies.to. Make sure you have ad blockers on, really good ones. They got a lot of stuff, movies that are in theaters. I haven't seen Bob's Burger hit it yet, though. But here's the new one, Spitfire. It's a very low budget indie film. It's not getting great ratings, but it is about August 1944 with the American 8th Air Force poised to strike over Nazi Germany. British intelligence learns that they could be flying into a death trap. With only hours to spare, Flight Lieutenant Edward Barnes must fly a life and death mission over Berlin in his unarmed Spitfire to obtain photographic evidence and save the lives of 1,200 men. So I'm going to look this up real quick. We'll go with that. We'll hit copy. Copy. Sting-a-ding, ding, 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 making copies. SNL. Fuck you guys. I remember that shit. Here we go. Hit paste. And then we'll look at that. And I'm sure there'll be a trailer. Yes, here it is. This is the UK trailer. I'm going to pause it so I can turn on audio. Stop screen, share screen, hit. I doubt I'm going to get hit with this one because this is a small independent studio that produced this. So this is that new movie. It looks very low budget, but at the same time, I love the aerial photography. I love planes, man.
I have another job for you.
Clock's ticking. The 8th Air Force are planning a large-scale attack in West Berlin. They believe the Germans have a gap in their air defences, and if they strike tomorrow, and seriously undermine German supply lines. But they're wrong. The Yanks are flying into a trap.
Beautiful B-17 Fortress. Flying Fortress.
But without concrete evidence, the Yanks are going ahead with the mission tomorrow as planned. Fly in, take the photos, and get the hell out.
So there you go. I think it'll be an interesting film to watch. People are going to get bored by it because it's not your typical in-your-face great special effects. It's your you can look at it and tell that it's your typical TV quality special effects. Courtney's Fellowship of Oddballs is here. Hi, Courtney. How you doing, hon? Good to see you. Planes are cool. My uncle was a well-known stunt pilot, and that's fucking cool. Built his own planes. I have two Uncle Buds, great Uncle Buds. Both of them were pilots in World War II. One flew a PBY in the Pacific, either hunting subs or doing rescue missions. And the other uncle was my Uncle Bud, who flew a B-17. And in fact, I love the story the family talks about, that he broke orders and got in trouble for it because he wanted to let everybody know that he was home in Charleston, Illinois. So instead of going straight to the air base, he took a detour and flew over Charleston and buzzed the houses where the families lived, because they all lived close together in Charleston. I mean, seriously, it's like everybody lived within like 3 blocks of each other. But I love that story. It was kind of cool. And that's how I got interested in the B-17, was because of my uncle. And he bought me my first B-17 model and would tell me war stories. My family is just chock full of veterans, you know, siblings. dad, my uncle. My uncle was on the USS Boxer. He served during Korea. He was the older brother. My dad didn't go in until after the war was over, Korean War, and he went into what's referred to as the Cold War, where they went on the front line to basically protect Europe from the Russians. He was with the Atomic Artillery. What a horrifying name. But anyway, my Uncle Jim was on the USS Boxer when somebody was working on one of the planes, and I think it was a Hellcat, and accidentally the electric system was left on. And when he went to move in, he discharged the 20 millimeter cannon on it, and it hit a bomb, and it exploded inside the aircraft carrier. And those that were on the elevator, which my uncle was one of them, if they were on the inside portion of the elevator, they were killed. If they were on the central part that was exposed to the ocean, they survived. And my uncle was one of those. He was blown off the ship out into the ocean and rescued later. Crazy stories, man. But I love World War II films. I like war stories. As a veteran, it's my thing. It's my daughter will tell you, next time she's on, stories about how she would sit and it would embarrass me. I'd watch war films and I get emotional watching them. And when I got to my fattest, I shook like a bowl full of jelly, and it made me angry because she'd always turn and look at me, and I go, stop looking at me. Stop looking at me. I'd be crying. Good war films will do that to me. I want to read that. I tried watching a new action flick on Netflix called Intercept. No, first of all, the poster told me I didn't want to watch it. Look, if you put,
same here.
I'm serious, and I'm not trying to be sexist here. I'm just telling you, with the current way that Hollywood handles things, if you put a woman front and center on your film, I immediately text woke. I immediately go, oh, this is not going to be good. This is going to be woke. They're not going to try to tell a good story. They're just going to go for the woke. Strong woman. She's the strongest ever, and you see it here. I'll share the screen again. Share screen. You'll see this happen so often. You'll see films that will, let's just go to the view all here on the films, and we'll just see, when you see a female prominently displayed in an action pose, here it is, Interceptor, look at that. Action pose, woman, that's going to be woke. I guarantee this is fucking woke. It's not going to be a good action film. It's going to be woke. Now that might be interesting. But no more on this. Oh, I got to watch this today. I have actual Netflix, so I'll go watch it on Netflix, not here. I'd not watch this one because HBO, it's so woke that I don't trust anything. And George Carlin was, yes, he was a liberal, kind of lefty at times, but he was very anti-woke. And so when a woke studio does that shit, I'm not interested. And I watched Father Stew. Actually, I watched it when it came out, and I fucking love that movie. Oh, hello. Let's see if we can find any more films that are probably going to be woke. Let's see. Yeah, I saw this and I immediately thought woke. I'm not going to watch it. But it's this trend. It's going to end eventually, where they stop doing this shit because they're not getting the watches. Nobody's watching these movies. Instead of millions, they're getting thousands that watch their stuff. Maid Marian, prime example of your typical woke bullshit. This is Robin Hood's story, but we're going to make it about Maid Marian. All right, good luck with that. Gosh, so many things. And as you can see, Dark Cloud, the focus on female, instead of being about equality and showing the way to show a strong woman is to show her interacting with a strong man. That's how you show a strong woman. That's where Star Trek Strange New World's fucked up when they had number one fight. What's her name? Sing. You know, it's like, well, you've got two strong women, but where do you show the strength? You can't. It's a girl fight. That's all it was. And they're trying to make it look like it's more than a girl fight. No, it's still just a girl fight. It's not going to work. This is the problem where they're doing things backwards. Strong female, strong girl. She's so fucking evil. Once I found out that she is just a horrible person in this, the little girl, what's the point of watching? And nobody liked it. I probably missed a few here too. And I'm done watching Ron Perlman movies. I'm not going to fucking watch his movies. He's pissed me off too much. You know, you try your best to separate the artist from the art. And I do. I really do. I work really hard at it. But he has soured the milk that much by being a complete fucking douchebag in public. You know, just he's filled with so much vitriol for anybody who doesn't think like him. You know, well, welcome to the rest of the fucking world, dude. Welcome to the rest of the fucking world. You're turning people off of your art. And he doesn't care. Those people, they say things, their knee-jerk reaction. It's like, I don't care. I hope you don't follow me. And then suddenly nobody's following him anymore. They drop into thousands instead of million. And then it's like, oh shit, what happened? And then they blame the fans. Like Star Trek and Star Wars blame the fans.
That's why Kurt Russell is the man.
Woke. Actually,
Yes.
I bet this is a fun show because I like female-centric mystery shows. Since Agatha Christie, I mean, that's why I'm kind of spoiled on that shit. I love female sleuths.
You
Just as
almost
much
sound.
as I like. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah. I can hardly wait to not watch that one.
Dude, you almost sound like A.J. Jameson. Crap, mega crap.
Yeah, crap. Oh, wait. Now this one. You're hired, Parker. J.K. Simmons is the fucking only person on this planet that can play that fucking character.
Yeah.
He nailed it. He fucking nailed it, man. Let's see. Let me go back and read some stuff here. I know a lot of people feel that way, Kingsport Cal, but those of us that served in the military laughed at that fucking movie.
Yeah, I like the movie.
I don't want you to think that I think less of you or veterans think less of you, but there's shit in that film that you don't fucking do.
No, dude,
That
it's
never
like,
would fucking happen. And it pissed a lot of veterans off. And most of us that I went to see with a bunch of vet buddies. We just were all just fucking laughing ass at this fucking movie. Like when he talks back to his senior NCO and doesn't get smoked after doing it, they lost us. It's like, okay, this is just fantasy now. This is military fantasy. It has nothing to do with what the military does. My great nephew did that job. That was his job. And it's scary as shit for whatever time period that you're doing it, but the rest of the time is fucking boring. Nothing happens. You don't fucking leave the green zone on your own one-man mission, on your own orders. No, nobody fucking does that. You know, when somebody did that, left the safety of the fob and went out and did something stupid, they ended up getting kidnapped by the Taliban or whoever, and then they got traded back because we all know that fucking story of that cocksucker. He cost people their fucking lives deciding to leave. Oh, don't even get me fucking started. Don't even get me started.
Well, that I see. I consider that movie in the same way that I see Gladiator. It's had inaccuracy as hell, but it's fun.
We have all the letters he wrote home. That is really neat. You and Penny with your stories. I'll tell you the film that caused this, despite some of the stupid shit in it. It's like anything that was directed by, because a lot of people don't know this. At Saving Private Ryan, the combat scenes were all directed by Dale Dye. Stephen would sit on his, and no shit, this is what happened. He would sit in his director's chair playing a handheld video game and planning in his head Medal of Honor. True story. Fact. Dale Dye directed all the combat scenes. And that's why the combat scenes are amazing, while the rest of the film is full of bullshit. Soldiers walking on a ridgeline.
Yeah.
Dumb. Talking in the middle of German-occupied territory, full voice. Dumb. Walking close together in German-occupied territory. Dumb. One soldier chewing another soldier out for saluting Captain Hiller. You need to stop doing that. You'll get him killed. And immediately I'm like, he's got captain's bars painted on his fucking helmet. And you're fucking chewing him out for saluting him? The captain's bars would get him killed. Snipers looked for officers, the painted bars on their helmets, either on the front or back, or they looked for medics. Medics had a lifespan, life expectancy, the lowest life expectancy of anybody in combat, because snipers would kill them because it hurt the morale. That was what snipers would often do, is look for medics to kill, because it would really fucking destroy the morale when units would lose their fucking medics. And but anyway, that was what I was taught when I was in basic training, that we have a very low life expectancy. And I'm like, well, okay, I've had a good life. I was 26. I'd already lived a bunch of stuff. So I'm like, all right, send me in, coach. Is anybody else dropped in? I want to make sure I say hi to everybody.
No.
Martin? No? Okay, good. So yeah, we're talking about that shit. I'm shitting on Hollywood again, as typical. You know, just so stupid the way they have this trend right now of putting out, you know, female-centric, not feminine, female-centric, because they're not feminine at all. They're trying to make women into men. They're trying to make men into women. And Hollywood is failing miserably over it. Now, I got to tell you, I love the books, Nancy Drew, but I don't like the series because I think they Riverdaled it, and I'm not interested in that Riverdale thing. I almost didn't like Hardy Boys. Now, I love season 1 of Hardy Boys, but I watched second season, and they've lost me now. I don't think that it's going to go a third season. I don't think people liked it. I didn't like it. But yes, we did talk about Nancy Drew. Nancy Drew to me was like Agatha Christie. You know, I love those mysteries. And when I was a kid, I liked movies like that. There was this movie called I Saw What You Did, I Know Who You Are, that came out in the 60s. It scared the shit out of me as a kid. Story about girls get together for a sleepover and crank calling people, and they crank call the wrong fucking person. And that person begins stalking them that night, maybe killing them. And I love that fucking thing, because we all did shit like that as kids. I remember I ended up in tears when I crank called the fucking operator. My buddy David's like, yeah, go ahead, do it. And so I did it. And then she fucking locked the phone. She locked my phone. And I got into a panic. And I'm crying, I'm so sorry. And they unlocked it. And she says, don't do it again. And I went, I won't. And I never did.
We have Ceci in the house.
I learned that if I'm going to crank call people, it's going to be my friends. And I did. Josh Becker is one of the biggest recipients of crank calls from me. He eventually got caller ID, so I couldn't do it anymore. That pissed me off. I couldn't call and do voices. What the fuck with him? B-24 Liberator. Yeah. Hell of a plane. It's one of those planes that, like bees, you look at it and you look at the science and you're like, how the fuck is that thing flying? The wings are too short. It's too heavy. Yet it fucking does. It gets the lift. A lot of missions. It was a slow plane now, unlike the B-25 Mitchell. I served in that war, man. They tried to. Oh my God, he tried to. A lot of us guys were just, even though we liked the first part of the film, and there are moments in the central part of the film that were pretty accurate, but they really tried to turn it into the Gulf War version of Full Metal Jacket. And I'm sorry, it's not that interesting what happened in the first Gulf War. The majority of the combat was fought by the air, not the Marines. And when the Army and Marines went in, the biggest problem, and they show it in the film, is all the oil rigs caught on fire. They set them on fire. And once again, we had to find engineers and science the shit out of that to save some of those oil lines. And and every time I hear this, that we do it in order to get the oil, it's like, you know what? United States didn't benefit from one fucking drop after we kicked the shit out of him. Not one drop. It all went right back to the people who owned them. When you hear that from people, it's a fucking lie. The money that's made from the industrial complex is through weaponry. That's why people get richer during the war. Companies like Johnson & Johnson made, trillions of dollars through all the wars, creating things, including, explosive material and chemicals within those explosive material. Wait. If you've got it, who said that? Who said that you don't talk back? Das Wolfen. Yeah. You don't ever talk back to the senior NCO. That's right. I'm not a vet, but even I know that. Yeah. That scene was just fantasy. It was just a fantasy. That guy would have been smoked and would probably been taken off mission for doing that. I guarantee you that would have happened. I've seen it happen. Fucking senior NCOs don't fucking put up with shit. They don't even put up with shit from officers. I watched a senior NCO verbally smoke the shit out of a second lieutenant. Chewing him out and he did it in private, but we could still hear him. Let's see, what's this about calling with the phone app? I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, Cece's here. Hi, Cece. He's said he was doing something, so I'm assuming he's busy. And I'm looking. I didn't get a message from him saying that he wanted to come on. Nope, no message. So that's what he's doing. Marcos. Paid while watching live stream. That's the way to do it. Mm-hmm. But the last thing I heard, CC, was that he was working. Let's see, Monkey Jeeves. You can prank call people using a phone app. You can change. Well, I heard about the Star or something too using it, but it's too much work. If I can't be lazy and do it, I'm not going to do it. Oh, the combat scene in that's great. They replicated what we did. My book, Code Word Geronimo. Hold on. I'm going to talk about it. I'll pull it up. Code Word Geronimo. I'm really irritated because the movie that came out, let me share my screen. We were supposed to have gotten paid for that, but Circle of Confusion that was one of the agents for IDW. They're the guys you see the logo for at the end of The Walking Dead. This is my graphic novel, Code Word Geronimo, with Captain Dale Dye. This is the back cover. I did cool artwork for this book. A very accurate book. We put it out before September 11th. We started working on it. I had 30 days initially to do the artwork, and then that dropped down to even shorter. I had to get 70 pages of comic book done in 22 days, and I did it. And according to IDW, I broke a record by doing it, even though I get no mention for it. But it's one of my favorite books that I've worked on. But then this film is coming out, and they changed it to the wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. It's not code name Geronimo. It's code word Geronimo. And we used it correctly because Geronimo is a code word for something, not a code name. This was Operation Neptune Spear is the operation's name. Code word Geronimo means he's dead. And it's the word that was spoken over the radio when the talk center, the command center, and the president's briefing room were given the word that he was dead when they said Geronimo. And here's some of my artwork from the book. But we were supposed to be the guys that the movie was based on. And they loosely based it on our book. They had to change things. And they changed it for the worse because they had no really good military advisor. So they had them using wrong equipment, all sorts of shit. We guessed on how everything's happened. We didn't even know what the stealth Black Hawk looked like. I drew it a certain way. I was close to how it looked. But I was slightly off. So in the reprint that we're doing, we got the rights back from IDW, and we're going to do a reprint of the book. I'm fixing some of the things that we guessed at and got wrong. But this is actually right here. This is some of the new artwork. See, I put the right night vision on them. Because on the original drawing, I had the wrong night vision on them. I had the monocle, single mono vision. But in the new artwork that I did, I fixed that and gave them the night vision that they had, which is the 4 lenses to come in on two scopes, give them a 3D vision. It's really fucking cool. But again, that fucking movie was terrible. It had Anson Mount in it too. More of my artwork from the book. More of my artwork. Here's a page that I tell people I actually went in and fixed the colors because I didn't like the way the colors, everything looked flat. So I went in and added this highlight here on the side of his face, and the metallic look on the gun is me. This is what they did, this stuff. Look how flat everything looks. But I brought those in and I added effects because I was literally coloring to the last minute on this book trying to fix shit. More of my artwork. This see how I got the nose wrong. I got the nose wrong is really what happened. I gave it too much of a pimple look, like it's pumped outward instead of flat. And I made it, this part's completely wrong. So when I went back to redraw it, it looks better now. Some more action from the book. Do a lot of combat. Our book was the first one to come out telling the story. On top of that, we got a lot of it more right than they did in Zero Dark 30. And I hated the name of the fucking movie because Zero Dark 30 really is not a proper name for that film. What? And notice the sound effects. Here we go. I like this. The sound effect I use, the onomatopoeia. Open image in new window. Where's it at? Oh, there it is. And we can zoom in a little bit on this artwork that I did. Right here, these guys, because they're using suppressors, and people go, oh, silencer. No, they're not silencers. They're suppressors. You can still hear them. It just doesn't have the range, which allows you to work up close and kill people. They'll hear it in the room. You're being shot. You know that's a gun. You can hear the mechanics of it. You can still hear the breaking of the sound barrier. People, movies have taught us the wrong sound effects for guns for years. They make that whip sound in movies, and it's not That is what a bullet sounds like when it goes over your head. I've been shot at. I know what they sound like.
Hey, answer Kingsport.
Look, I'm not surprised at all. Disney's pulling the strings to try to get Favreau to do more, but there is a fight going on over there. Doomcock's not wrong. He's right. There's an internal war going on over there, and she is fighting to the death. Something happened, man, after Mandalorian. Something that started a fire under her ass. That I'm not giving up on my woke shit. Fuck you. I'm going to fight. No matter how much money it loses. No matter how much shit she destroys, like Boba Fett. Killing the past. Obi-Wan is really not that bad. It's got huge problems with the writing. Shitty writing. And I'm really shocked. And I did my buddy's show last night talking about it. You know, I'm trying to think of the show. It's Chris Night. I forget the name of his show, but I was on his channel last night, and I really enjoy it when he invites me on because he really hosts a good show. And I am always in a panic when I talk about my feelings about Star Wars with other Star Wars people because I've been attacked for it on a show, live stream, and basically being dismissed. And that's what led to that show being deleted because I went off on the guy for doing it. I'm not going to let you get away with it. Don't fucking dismiss me. I'm your fucking guest. You ask me a question, I'm giving you my fucking answer. And I'm giving it not, a lot of times my opinion's personal, but I also give for 50% of the time, really. 50% of the time it's personal, 50% of the time it's my professional opinion, which goes a lot further than your personal opinion. It actually holds weight. And people that don't understand that annoy me. Like, they don't understand. Like, when I start talking about writing, like Script Doctor, Tom, Scribelight knows this. Scribelight, I think I understand storytelling and how it works. And it's one of the reasons I love Scribelight because he's absolutely like a Script Doctor and me about these things. That Hollywood is chock full of idiots that don't know how to fucking write. And the writing in the last episode annoyed me so much, and the direction in it, Deborah Chow's direction. And I'm a fan of hers. I think she's a good director. And they get so much wrong when they're doing things. And I'll go into it real quick. Obi-Wan Kenobi doing some of the shit that he did just fucking irked me. And yet, the first 5 stormtroopers were great. And I'm not sure if I still have it here. Let me see if I still have it. Let me see if this is right. Yes. Yes, this is the whole scene. I'm going to mute it. And I'm not going to show it in live action. Instead, I'm going to just show you frames. So let me open this up. Share video file. Let's go into videos and grab this motherfucker. There it is. Open. Now I got to keep it from playing. All right, here we go. I'm also going to mute it just in case. So we get this scene where they're on the vehicle, and this is all fine. This is a good story. We come up to this gate. It's a dumbly designed gate. It's really dumb, but we don't know it yet until they show a fucking aerial shot to show how dumb they are. They have a gate that you can just fucking go up this hill and just walk around it. You can walk around it down here. You climb over it. It's really a dumb fucking design. They should have made the entire thing guarded with guards up here and down here. But, they don't think of fucking shit like that. They don't have an advisor, a tactical advisor for some of the stupid shit they do on the show. So, but we get into the meat of this scene, and this shit's fine. We get to this, it's like he realizes, I've got a bad feeling about this, even though they don't say it. They should have said it. There are lots of shoulda moments in this fucking show. Like when he meets a character, they introduce him and he goes, hi, or hello. He says, hello. He could have said hello there, you know, and just squeezed the fans a little bit, but no, that doesn't happen. He's narking on them. I think these guys might be people you might want to look into. They might be the ones you're looking for. Leah looks at him. Clearly, she's a force user because she has a bad feeling too. And that's what they're getting at. But there's a Leah problem on this show. They got to get her off the show because they've broken canon so many times with her. And canon is they never knew each other. We know this through one bit of dialogue from her where she says, General Kenobi, you served with my father in the Clone Wars. This is to make sure that he knows who she is. Meaning they never met. They have no relationship. So there you go. Her knowing Ben Kenobi too, because Luke says when he breaks into the her cell, I'm here with Ben Kenobi. Ben Kenobi, she knows who Ben Kenobi is. They got to be really fucking careful. You got to be really careful. And they fucked it up already. So they got to get her off the show. They got to get her off the show, save her, rescue her, get her to where she's going. But this show is chock full of so many stupid things. But this scene is really cool, except for one mistake they make. So we've got these stormtroopers step out, you know, he calls for backup here. You know, he gets on his little microphone, like a good cop, calls for backup. And the backup comes to us in the form of a probe droid. Now, right there, you see this? That is the only time they need to show his pistol belt. That is the only time they need to show it. They fuck up here. Visual storytelling is my work. It's what I do. There's a logic to visual storytelling. This is not. They fuck up here big time. So now he's shown that he's got his blaster and he unsnaps it, showing that he's freed his blaster for a quick draw. Okay. She comes out. He helps her down. We see them confronted, and then we see the backup show up. Probe droids. Probe droids, as you know, are dangerous. That's why it took Han and Chewie to take one out. They had to split up in order to take it down. They're very well armed, and they are AI. So you've got these two stormtroopers here watching Obi-Wan very closely. They got their weapons trained on him, right? So we see him standing there, looking down, trying to cover his face, but the probe droid's going to come up with his face recognition software. That probe droid is racist. Facial recognition software. Oh, hey, you're Obi-Wan. And then they show this. Huge fucking mistake because those stormtroopers are looking right at him. They would see him do this. And they would have shot him. They would have shot him for doing that. Maybe missed him a couple shots because they're stormtroopers. But that is just fucking stupid. And of course, then it recognized him. They should have just showed him quick draw on this thing right here. Just draw real quickly. And blast it. And these guys, I don't even know what they're doing, you know, why they're turning. But anyway, he takes them out with, really, it was a good action scene. I enjoyed this part. And I enjoyed it all the way until, and this is smart. Because here's how you use a hostage. Okay, right here. Look how he is hidden behind this fucking guy, right? He doesn't want to get shot. He wants the shot to go into him. This is a smart way of using a fucking person as protection. Comes around that corner. Look how behind him he is. And then he shoots him. Just shoots him. He doesn't waste any time. And there we get the Wilhelm scream again. The classic movies scream. They always use it with stormtroopers. Even though it's supposed to have been retired. And then, of course, he gets cut in half, which is cool. Then he knocks out Mole Man. And then here comes the stupid moment, the first real big stupid moment. The stormtrooper's got the girl, Leia, and he's going to hide behind her this way. His entire torso and head are exposed. This is just dumb. It's just dumb. And Obi-Wan could have just shot him right then and there, over, as quick as he shoots. But, you know, look, I give him about a C for effort on this. It's really dumb. And he's not even aimed at her. He's aimed over here, the stormtrooper, aimed on the ground. It's just badly shot. Badly planned. And then he does what he should have done from the first point. He already had the gun aimed in that direction. He just shoots him. Well, he could have done that a few seconds before, right when he took her hostage. I get annoyed by logic. Logic issues really fucking piss me off. But then this scene happens. And once again, remember, you can walk around the fucking gate. Even on the other side. Just walk around it. You could even climb over it. But for some reason, he's befuddled by this fucking gate. Like, oh, how are we going to get through? I don't know what to do. Oh, fuck. Dumb. Now, once again, I'm going to point out, he just killed 6 stormtroopers very quickly and a fucking probe droid by himself. Now, all of a sudden, this happened. Again, showing this shot is so dumb because you see the illogic of this fucking design. Runs over, and then comes the troop carrier. And they only have 3 fucking troopers. They're standing there with their weapons down. Look how much of them is showing. He could have shot him there. Right there. Could have shot him. Letting the fucking gate come down. Could have shot him. Could have shot him there. They're still not aiming at him. Still not aiming at him. Running off there. Now there's just 3 of these motherfuckers. He just killed 6 in a probe droid. A probe droid. And you got this Imperial officer walking off with a pistol in her hand. And I know what they're doing here. This is called Deus Ex Machina. That is where you have a character do something that is so forced, it doesn't feel natural. It's not smart, in order to either move the story forward in a way that you need, or to make fit your agenda into it. So the agenda here is that she has to save him because she's the friend that they were supposed to meet, the person they were supposed to meet. So instead of intelligently having 6 or more stormtroopers, because we know they had enough to do this, guys in armor, they could just play everybody. You don't know who's who. They show that moving forward, and one of them is a female, by the way. That was thrown in last minute too. So you've got these 3 stormtroopers that he could easily take out right now. Their weapons are finally coming up at this point. He could still take them out. She walks up and he surrenders. Why? Why did he surrender? But, the reason why is because she's got to save him. This is so important that this female has to save him. Now, the way, if you wanted to be smart and have her save him, you would have 6 or more troopers, and she takes out some of them while he realizes what she's doing, helps, and takes out the others. So they work together. But they can't have that. He has to be bowing before them in surrender. You see what's going on? Agenda? Yeah. I cannot stand that. It's manipulative. And I dislike that shit. So anyway, and then all of a sudden she lifts her weapon and he's not even looking up, and she shoots the stormtroopers, and he looks up just in time to see her drop them. And I'm like, that's just fucking dumb. That's bad writing. I'm going to bet you money it probably got changed on the set to be this stupid shit. So yeah, all right, I'm done ranting. I fucking hated that scene. There was still a lot of good stuff in that episode, but there's another dumb moment where, once again, people, the logic of not being able to go around things when Darth Vader starts the fire and burns Obi-Wan. Then he gets out of the fire. He puts the fire out, and Obi-Wan is no longer in the fire. The girl shows up, leaving a child in a tunnel to protect herself and survive, knowing there's Imperial soldiers in the area. She leaves that child alone. Dumb fucking writing. Fucking dumb. And she wasn't needed. She could have sent the fucking lift droid to do everything, but they had to have her rescue Obi-Wan again. Once again, this is agenda-driven writing that has no logic behind it. It's stupid. It's stupid writing. And she restarts the fire, but the fire only goes about, 15 meters to the side of them? The stormtroopers are like, what are we going to do? Go around it. That's all you got to do. And the fucking lifter droid comes walking up. We've already seen Luke Skywalker manhandle fucking combat droids. And Darth Vader couldn't figure out what to do with that fucking lifter droid. Stop it, lift it, bring it over to him. I fucking hate stupid. Don't give me stupid and tell me that's good Star Wars. No, it's stupid. It's stupid writing. It's fucking dumb. And that's what we talked about last night on my buddy Chris Knight's channel. We all kind of led into it, but we enjoyed parts of it too. I liked how intelligently they did this intelligently, that Obi-Wan Kenobi realized that Vader's looking for him, and he needed to get him away from, and the troops away from the people, because they're killing people. So he runs away from the town, city, whatever it is, and goes off into this refinery area alone, and knows that they're going to follow him. Of course, Vader shows up there. He's not surprised by that, but he's a little freaked out because he doesn't know what to do. Let's see. What was it? Hey, Gary, have you seen Jurassic World Dominion yet? No fucking way. I'm not going to watch it because I know he doesn't kill the girl. That girl needs to die. Like the girl in Firestarter. Once you turn a kid evil, and in this character, Reva is not a redemptive character. Her only redemption is through death. She has to die for what she's done. She's an evil character. So, I mean, she's wicked. She's wicked. She's mean. I'm sorry. The writing on her character is done very badly. I don't know how she is as an actor. I've never seen her in anything else. Her character is terrible. It's stupid. She's doing things that are completely woke that make no sense. Her killing the Grand Inquisitor. Come on. It's like these guys who use the Force seem to forget the Force, that they have it. Like Darth Vader, like, what do I do? They're escaping. It's called bad writing. Still, I gave the show a B- because I enjoyed a lot of the stuff that was in it. And by the way, the latest episode of Strange New Worlds, fucking enjoyed the shit out of it. I actually enjoyed the silly comedy in it. I enjoyed it. They did Freaky Friday, man, with Spock and T'Pol. It's fuck. I was like, wait, what? Okay, I like where this is going, because this is how the characters learn about the other person, by taking over. That was an interesting thing, showing how things can backfire when you do Vulcan mind shit. Based on your writing experience, Gary, shouldn't the stormtroopers just fill the alien full of lasers, since they hate aliens anyway? Well, according to lore, stormtroopers aren't always human. They're humanoid. So they're aliens too. I think you came back during Star Wars rant. Wait a minute. I was reading that. I think you came back during Star Wars ranting segment. I don't know if you guys have watched Chris Knight's show. Go check it out and watch last night's one. You'll see me really let into it and go one by one what I liked and what I disliked. In the Clone Wars series, Obi-Wan took on the person of a bounty hunter to compete. Yeah. Look, here's the mistake they're making on this show. Biggest mistake. Now, look, George Lucas fucked this up. He really did. By Obi-Wan seeing in the video hologram Palpatine saying, Rise, Lord Vader. That was a mistake. And it's something that if you're going to pick and choose what canon you pay attention to, that is one for this series I would have ignored. It's like the other ones are ignoring. Fuck it. Ignore that one, because there's your story. Is Obi-Wan trying to find out who Darth Vader is. They fucked up in the storytelling by having Reva know that Anakin is Darth Vader. Who the fuck would share that with her? Not even through the Force would she get that info from Palpatine and Vader. She's not that strong. That's bullshit. That pissed me off. No, there's your mystery, is him trying to find out who Vader is. Why is Vader after me? Why does he want me so bad? And through that, he learns that Anakin survived.
But he knows Anakin went by the Vader moniker.
Well, if they can have fucking Princess Leia stand right there while people say Obi-Wan right in front of her and not hear it, they could do that. They broke canon with everything else. So if you're going to pick and choose something that leads to a good story. You understand my argument here? If you're going to pick and choose from canon that you're going to obey and disobey, pick one where there's actually a story, and there's the story. Is Obi-Wan being hunted, trying to find out who his pursuer is. And he should have never known that Anakin survived. That was dumb on Lucas's part. Scribelight plays Jolene in The Queen's Gambit. Worth your time. Acting? Okay. Bill Barkley, good morning, man. You need to let me know when people come in, man. I hear
you were ranting.
No, you need to let me know.
I talked to you, and you
ignored
ignored me.
Martin, interrupt me. I did it with your accent. I hear the next episode are flashback ones with Anakin. I don't know. Look, man, there's so many problems in this show right now. I think it's going to be a failure. I do. I agree with Doomcock on this. I don't think people are liking it in droves. Good morning, Awesome One. Good to see you. Mr. Tickle Trunk is here. What's up, my brother? Let's see. Hold on. What did Muslim Uncle say? Let me read that again. She literally stabbed the patriarchy with white supremacy at once. Yeah, right. Oops, not Scribelight. Copy pastor. Moses Ingram plays Jolene in The Queen's Gambit. I've never seen Queen's Gambit. I actually heard it's really good from some of my writer friends. And they said you should go check it out. And I forgot his name earlier. It's Chris Gore from Film Threat. I'm privy to the conversations between Chris Gore and Josh Becker. And Chris Gore has a love-hate relationship with Josh Becker, and I know he does. But that's not how Katras work, according to Star Trek 3. That's one of the many reasons I can't watch New Trek. It's still JJ Rec. Look, it is. But this show is at least trying to a certain degree. And it's entertaining. And look, man, what one person thinks about what the Katra is, because the Katra is the very essence of another person, and it can be transferred into another human being or being. I'm not going to say human beings. A Vulcan can transfer it into anybody through touch, as long as they have physical contact with them. So really, they're not straying that far from what they did in Star Trek 3, Search for Spock. That's one of the many reasons I can't watch New Trek, and I don't agree with you on this. I agree with you on Picard, Discovery, because that is just woke fucking crap that ignores canon, whereas this show is trying its best in many ways, because Kurtzman's still attached to it. He still is. So you're going to get fucked up shit in it. It's just that way. But I see them trying to make up for past sins. With the legacy fans. Stormtroopers don't miss with quarter crew cut. Yeah, I know. I love that fucking bolt going through Luke's head. I'm saying Obi-Wan could have gone on to save Leia mission as the bounty hunter again. Look, he could easily have, because that was one of the best parts of Attack of the Clones, was the mission that he goes on with Anakin to investigate what's going on and who this Darth Sidious is. That was a great story. Despite some of the bad dialogue, it's a great story. Lucas can't write dialogue worth a shit. I don't think they broke canon with the Grand Inquisitor because he could still be alive. I heard that last night on the show, but it really is bad. It was an echo of what's his name? Killing Han Solo, getting up close and igniting the lightsaber like that. I didn't like it. I thought it was cheap. They should have had a fight. This is the thing they don't want to have. They don't want to have a fight between a man and a woman where in Star Wars or anything that they produce, or even in Star Trek, where it shows the strength of the woman by fighting the man in a realistic fashion with lightsabers. That's what should have happened. It should have been a quick fight, and boy, then she drops him. Then if he's not dead, cool. Dennis, good morning, man. How are you doing? Did I make it in time for the end of the show? Yes, you did. I'm going to be ending it here briefly. I went over what I wanted, but I got onto my Star Wars rant. But Star Trek Strange New Worlds, that is the single best episode from beginning to end, where I was able to watch the entire thing. I enjoyed Enterprise Bingo. I thought that was fucking fun. I still don't think they understand the number one character at all. I don't, because she was the one that was close friends with Pike, not Spock. Spock admired him and looked up to him. I heard almost an entire panel say Star Trek Strange New Worlds Episode 3 was actually really good. Makes me want to scream. I tried quoting you that we're all shit connoisseurs now. Well, that's a fact. Look, if you're going to watch a crappy show that's fun, that was this last episode. This last episode was just a fun episode. It's still a crap show by most of it. I would say close to 70% of the show is dumb, but they're trying. The science in it. I actually told Dork Night this. Dork's here. I said, hey, when you go on the show with the guys from Salty Nerd, they're saying that that's a bad physics. I said, no, you don't know. They don't know some of the new theories about black holes in the event horizon. And this show follows that new theory. So they're still following science. There's a debate about how that works. Go look it up, the new theory on black holes, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And it's a growing theory within the astrophysics community. Look, man, Orville smokes these fucking shows. The Orville smokes them. I cannot give a high enough grade to Orville. The only bad episode I saw of that series, and it wasn't bad, it was they made mistakes with it, because you have your A, B, and C stories within a story, within a show. Okay, and they did an ABC episode with Bork. I forget his name, the alien dude that's Worf. He's basically Worf, and he has a pornography problem with the holodeck. And that is your C story. That is not an A story. They made it the A story. The A story, they made the C story, which is saving people on this fucking planet. There should have been far more about that than about his fucking porn addiction. And don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the episode. It got cringy as fuck, but I just enjoyed that episode, but less than everything else. It was the worst episode of the series. Yeah, I absolutely love this new episode. It was Star Trek. There was no comedy in it. All the humor delivered it was no different than the kind of humor you would get in Star Trek. So it out Star Trek. And then on top of that, it brought in Battlestar Galactica, because we now have fighters, because they're at war. They have fighters. We got the introduction to fighters, so we're going to see that unveiled more. And then it also had a little fantasy to it too. So there's a little bit of Star Wars in it. There's a whole lot of Star Trek in it, and there's a good bit of Battlestar coming into this season. So I'm telling you, they're like Jeet Kune Do. Jeet Kune Do takes the best from everything, and Bruce saw the best in other martial arts and consumed it and brought it into his own style called Jeet Kune Do. And that's what Seth and his crew are doing. And don't forget, Jon Favreau is a major consultant on this series. He is not a god. Fuck you, Flaccid Phoenix. I love you, buddy. But he is a good writer when he's left alone. And the latest episode of Midnight's Edge really did a good breakdown. Andre and Tom, well, Andre did the breakdown and Tom did the video editing. It's a great video talking about, did Jon Favreau drop the ball? And he explains up to the point where Lucasfilm wants you to think that this is part of his punishment for daring to make Mandalorian bring Luke back. He's being punished for it. Kathleen Kennedy, read it all you want. She fucking hates Jon Favreau. She hates him. She will smile. And you caught it in the making of episode where he cut her off. He says, we're using parliamentary forum here. You weren't called on yet, is basically what he did. Called her right on camera. I'm telling you, they don't like each other. He doesn't like what she's doing to Star Wars. And his punishment was Boba Fett. His name is all over it. But well, we know Favreau was forced into that. And that's why he responded, because Favreau is absolutely into improv. He loves improv. He loves it. He's been doing improv in his movies since 1996. You know? But suddenly he tells, I just forgot his name that plays Bubba, say the lines. Tell him to say the lines exactly the way they're written. That's because he was under orders. So, by the way, Gary, isn't Lightyear out fairly soon? I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to fucking watch that. If Tim's not involved, I don't give two shits about it. It's Disney and Pixar. Pixar's gone woke. They've lost their fucking minds, and their movies are tanking. I'd really like to know what you're talking about at the door.
That was a private conversation.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh.
What's this? Beats Bears Battlestar Galactica. She's jealous of him is all. Okay. We're at the end of it. There we go. We're caught up with the chat. Martin, let's close out with you telling me what you thought of Top Gun Maverick.
Well, it's till now for me. It's this year's movie. Till now.
Up to now.
Yes.
I'm going to predict that we're not going to get another film as good as it. I haven't seen a film in decades that made me squee. That fucking movie, when we got into the third act, I mean, it emotionally rocked me when we saw Val Kilmer. And by the way, I love how they did Val Kilmer's voice for that. For those of you who don't know, I forget his name. Hold on.
He can't speak at all?
No, it's grumbly. You can't understand him. You have to have subtitles when he speaks. Jack Kilmer is his son. Share screen. And Jack Kilmer is the narrator for the Val movie on Amazon. He sounds so much like his dad, it blew my fucking mind. It blew my fucking mind. And Jack was brought in for his scene. And what they did is they did that amalgamation of Jack's voice and recordings of Val Kilmer reworked digitally to where they were able to layer it and he could talk, and they had to add in there the throat problem. I'm telling you, that blew my mind. That's what they should have been doing this whole time with his films. It's just had Jack come in and do his voice because he nails sounding like his dad. But yeah, you and I were talking before the show about that scene, and it is absolutely, the third act is Star Wars. And I'll say it, I stand by this, best fucking Star Wars film since 1980.
Don't you dare say why. There's people that
I can't. I'm not going to give it away, but I'm going to tell you that there is actual lines in it that if you're not a big Star Wars fan, you're going to miss it. But if you're a Star Wars fan, you're going to go, what did he just say? And the director admitted it. He fucking admitted it. If you're gonna steal from the best. Is it homage?
Brandon is here.
It's a little mixture of homage and stealing. Random? Where? I don't see him.
He's on the screen.
Oh, right there, Brandon. I thought you said random.
No,
Brandon. Hey, buddy, what's up? But I do predict that by the end of the year, Hollywood's not going to put out anything that tops Top Gun. I think that by the end of the year, it's going to still be my number one film. I predict it. Anyone think Val will be in the new Willow? They've been negotiating. That was in the news recently that they're still talking to him. And I think that after seeing how it worked with Top Gun, that's going to help this situation because that is a concern. I think that just like in Top Gun, we're going to have him. We have to explain this. We have to. So they may do some digital stuff with him, but I think that in the end, they're going to get Jack to come in and do the digital thing with him again. But he's a character that I think probably should die and die either in combat, either in combat or in hand-to-hand combat with someone trying to kill him and dies from it. And that way we get to say goodbye to Val, as the character of Mad Mardigan, who is really, in many ways, the star of Willow. You might say, no, Willow is. No, Val Kilmer is, because that's why we would see the movie.
He's the one with a journey.
Yeah,
he has a character group.
He has the greatest character arc in the story. He really does. His character and Joanna Whalley's character as what was her character? Sorsha. And she's a major character in the new series. So I don't know. I think it's gonna be woke as fuck. With that's why they're bringing in kids with their new ideas and stuff. But I enjoyed Warwick's little video that he did, making them all look stupid, while at the same time really making himself look stupid. He's really good at that comedy. I loved him with on his show, produced by Ricky Gervais. What a great series he had.
Between Rings of Power and possibly woke Willow, they are double teaming me, man.
Wait,
Willow
what are
was
fighting words? What are fighting words?
I don't know. Maybe you have to do.
Dennis, please tell me. Sorry, I know you're joking, but I'm just curious what I said, because I said a lot of stuff there, brother. I said
Willow going woke, maybe.
No, I suspect that there will be some woke shit in it. Hence the young people that he hired. Fucking Willow, can we make new shit? Look, man, it's all about the member berries. That is the way Hollywood thinks nerds work.
That is your answer.
Willow is not Willow. I know. Look, man, Dennis, I'm going to give you what my dad always said to me growing up when I didn't agree with him. And he would just look at me and he'd go, look, son, shit in one hand and wish in the other and see which one gets filled up first. As much as they wanted that to be about Willow, it's really not. The true character arc in that film, the true character arc. Willow doesn't have a character arc, really. He learns courage, but he doesn't have a character arc. Mad Mardigan had the biggest character arc within the film. And he is the reason why people kept coming. They'd hear how fucking awesome Val Kilmer was. Even though I think that I love, what's his name? Warwick Davis. I fucking love him. I think he's funny. I think he's a really interesting guy. I loved him when he was a kid, man. I just thought he was so cool. He was still a kid when he made that movie. He wasn't really
years old.
Yeah, he was 18 when he fucking made Willow. Jesus Christ. Great. I love Warwick Davis. No, they have done a really good job of bringing Warwick Davis into the Star Wars franchise in other places, and I like that because he's a really tiny guy. So if you want a short, small alien, there's your guy. You're probably right about Willow. Willow is one of my favorite characters movies. I love that movie, dude. I fucking love that movie. Clearly, the villain in that film, the physical bad guy in that, was clearly stolen from Star Wars. But George can do that. George can steal from his own stuff, and that evil queen, she was clearly the emperor, but peck, 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 peck. Fuck yeah.
Let me tell you this to Dennis.
Oh,
Dennis,
he was 16. I thought he was 18 when he did that.
no,
Okay, 16.
18. I thought it was 18. But
Dennis is
Dennis,
saying no.
Dennis, Willow was my Lord of the Ring before I knew the Lord of the Ring existed.
Oh, absolutely. The Salton Sea is one of my favorite Val Kilmer films. Hardly anybody's ever seen it. Glad you like that, Kingsport Kyle. Shows the quality of films you watch. Great fucking film. Very dark. Val's a really good fucking actor, and people don't give him the credit for all the films he's been in. I mean, he is the single most memorable Doc Holliday, period.
Yes.
Nobody comes close. Yes, he's kind of an exaggeration. He's doing the classic foghorn, leghorn, Georgia type accent. I say, boy, what kind of hawk are you? I'm a chicken hawk. You're a chicken. Boy, I'm no chicken, son. Fucking love that cartoon. He shows him the dog. Now that's a chicken.
Well, that's a name if you ever have seen one.
Yep. Imagine what they're going to do with Willow. I don't think it's a new movie. I think it's a series. I might be wrong, but I think it's a series. And I got to be honest. I'm looking forward to parts of it, but I'm also fully aware it's going to be woke. They can't help themselves. They're like pedophiles. The recidivism rate of pedophiles is one of the worst, where you can't rehabilitate them. It's like in the 90s. Same thing for woke. Woke are they can't help themselves. They can't help but be woke. I say. He actually says, I say. I fucking love Foghorn Leghorn. One of my favorite cartoon characters of all time. I'm your Huckleberry. That's right. He says, he's like, because he's shocked to see Doc, and he says, I was just funning. I didn't mean it. I beg to differ. He says, I was playing for Bud. And it's like, fuck. And then and he eggs him on, and finally Johnny Ringo's like, yeah. Now everybody knows historically Johnny Ringo killed himself. There's a good chance that he may have been murdered by somebody else and left the way he was, but it wasn't Doc Holliday, because Doc Holliday was a couple thousand miles away at the sanatorium in Colorado when Ringo committed suicide.
Who cares? Yeah. It looked good.
But it's a great fucking moment in the film. But there are those theorists out there that say that is not true, that he had snuck out, took a train or some shit. And I don't know, man. It's possible. Anything's possible. But it's one of the greatest moments in movie Western history is that scene between Doc Holliday and Johnny Ringo in Tombstone. Hey, what does he say? You're no Daisy? You're no Daisy? Fuck that movie. I couldn't finish the movie. I couldn't finish it. It breaks my heart watching it. There was a trilogy of books that came out in the 90s written by Chris Claremont, good writer, that were very boring and extremely hard to read. About Willow?
Yeah.
Well, Chris was a good writer. I'm really surprised they were boring. Wow, he rang his own bell. But okay, that is it. I'm going to get into the private chat here because I need to thank everybody for being here. Thanks again to Martin Acosta Santana for being manager of the chat and collecting the names for me. Awesome job, buddy. First, awesome one. Bill Barkley, Cecilia Rivera, CC, Das Wolfen, my good buddy, D Bud Martin. I always want to say D Dub. It's D Bud Martin. Decepticons Cave of Villains. Deleted Scenes, my buddy Steve. Dennis McCullough. Destiny Captain. Gap Stargate. Dr. Dragon. Courtney was here. It's Courtney of Fellowship of Oddballs. Kingsport Cal. Kylock. Marcos A. Monkey Jeebus. Parrot Head. Penny J. The Lovely Sherry. The Peter Vinkman Fan Site. Tree Rock Creations. Sox Bulletin, who's probably one of the biggest supporters of this channel. He's always sharing our stuff. I love what you do, and I know a lot of you guys do, but he really goes beyond. He goes on Facebook here. He's just all over the place posting stuff about us. And of course, my two favorite monkeys were here today, Monkey Jeebus and War Monkey. Parrot Head was here, the always funny. Penny J, and I know you're a fucking veteran, Parrot Head. I know it. You know too much stuff to not be a veteran. Penny J, the lovely Sherry, the Peter Vinkman fan site, and again, Tree Rock Creations, Wolverine 626, and of course, your Muslim uncle. Assalamu alaikum. I learned that in the military. We had to learn that because I went to Riyadh. Brando, the anime guy, and Turd from Herd. I love that name, Turd from Herd. Her career is over. If you ever wondered what it looks like to watch somebody slowly die, there it goes, Amber Heard. Her career is done.
Well, I for one, I don't like that she cannot work anymore. How is she?
No, I don't
to
want
play
anybody
Johnny.
canceled. I don't want to see anybody canceled, but I love karma, so I can't help it.
If she doesn't work, she cannot pay Johnny.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, but I don't think he cares. He's not hurting for money. I love the fact that we're going to start seeing him get more work, and we're going to see her just slowly disappear into B movies and straight to video. Where she started. But that's it for today. I'm going to get the hell out of here. I'm going to go ahead and play the outro. But I want to thank everybody. This show's nothing without you guys because it'd just me be here ranting. And I do that anyway. I do it around the house. But you guys give this show any kind of value that it has, and I deeply appreciate it. You guys are amazing. And let me play did I create credits for? Yes, I did. I have credits for this show. So here's the credits for this show. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Wait.
Go ahead and say it if you got something to say. Say it over the credits.
You did it, Andre.
Oh, yeah, I did do Andre. And with that, you guys have a great day today.